This time on OSD, we go back to the 50s.
Normal view, normal view, normal view, normal view.
So what is Mystery Science Theater 3000?
Well, in the not-too-distant future, next Sunday AD, there lived a guy named Joel, not too different from you or me. He worked at Gizmonic Institute, just a regular guy in a red jumpsuit. He did a good job cleaning up the place, but his bosses didn't like him, so they shot him into space. So then he's stuck on the satellite of love with his robots to try to keep his sanity, and his bosses try to feed him the worst movies ever made to be able to find the movie that they'll be able to show which will make them control the world because it will drive everyone insane. Basically, it's an excuse to make cheap shots at movies while they're watching them.
Right, it's particularly very old movies that are kind of a bit cheesy and B-grade these days.
Particularly, yeah.
Cool. We're looking at a toy here, right?
Yep.
This one is from an old movie from the 50s, an old B-movie.
Exactly. This Island Earth. It was one of the science fiction classics from the 50s.
Yeah.
Which I have come to know and love through the beautiful skewering of it through Mystery Science Theater 3000, the movie.
Ah, Mike. Robots. I'm feeling particularly evil because today's experiment is a stinky cinematic suppository called This Island Earth. You may just all bow down before me after this stink burger.
Who's made this toy?
This is made by Diamond Select. They've done a bunch of the Universal monsters. So they've done Frankenstein, they've done Dracula, they've done the Wolfman and the Creature from the Black Lagoon. In this series we have both Metaluna Mutant and this wonderful little diorama piece of an interocitor, which plays a vital part in the original movie itself and also has a part to play in Mystery Science Theater 3000 as well.
She'll be riding 6 white horses, she'll be...
So this guy's been sculpted. Mm-hmm. Did they look at old production photos, or how did they go about doing that?
They'll have done a lot of research. Of course, the original costume is probably not in great condition anymore, but certainly there's a lot of publicity photos and, careful analysis of the film has gone into designing this figure, which really captures the look of the creature from the movie.
Will our mystery guest enter and sign in, please?
The whole idea behind the character is that on the planet of Metaluna, they've bred mutants to be able to do their menial tasks for them so that the Metalunans themselves don't have to.
Right.
Unfortunately, Metaluna is under attack from their enemies, so things are not going well when the heroes of the movie actually arrive, and when they're trying to leave, this guy gets in their way to stop them. He doesn't do much in the film itself other than be, oh wow, look, he's a really weird looking alien.
It is a cool design. It's clearly a guy in a suit.
Yep.
But, of course it is. It's a 1950s B-grade movie. But looking at it, the original design there is actually really quite interesting. I like all the veins and the bulbous head. It's quite a creepy looking creature that doesn't fully look human.
Yeah. I think the pincers really help that in terms of selling it as something quite different.
And the long arms as well look sort of very unnatural, very inhuman.
It's a really great design which seems so of its era. The way that they have the eyes there is great because it means that the actual performer could see out without people seeing, oh look, there's his eyes in there. But for whatever reason, it sort of epitomizes the bug-eyed monster sort of feel, the best that I've seen in a reasonably high-level production.
Shall I compare thee to a summer's day?
And he looks highly articulated.
He's not too bad, although there are some significant flaws in the articulation. So you do have the head on a little bit of a ball joint. You can certainly move it side to side much more easily than you can up and down at all. The big problem here is the shoulders. You really can only move the arms a little bit back and forward because they're hindered significantly by the shoulder piece here.
Now I notice it's got kind of two joints there.
Yeah, it's interesting that we do have the elbow joint and we've also got a little bit of a joint further down, which wasn't really in the film because you couldn't really articulate partway down somebody's arm.
No.
You don't have any waist articulation to speak of. The legs are quite mobile, with the in and out as well as back and forwards. A thigh cut there, and a single bend at the knee, although it only goes back a short distance. And some articulation at the foot. But for the most part, you just want this guy to be standing around menacing your other action figures. In the movie, he's not running and jumping over the walls or anything like that. He's just sort of lumbering along slowly. So the figure is more than adequate for doing that.
Exactly. I imagine the original costume didn't have a lot of motion or mobility to it, so the toy actually matches that quite well.
Oh, I stood up too fast.
Oh, he squirted.
Thank God I saved you.
And the set piece here as well. It's got a lot of interesting details on it.
Yeah. None of these pieces actually move on here, unfortunately. You can swivel the display screen around a little bit. That might have been nice if they had like a little lenticular piece or something. In the film, you kind of get the feeling that it's wider, and they do specifically have the dials moving down there. But for this, coming as a additional diorama piece to the main figure, I'm perfectly happy with it. In this island, Earth, the interocitor plays a reasonable key component for the first short period of the film.
Yeah.
It really sort of plays more to the Mystery Science Theater 3000 crowd, because it takes on a whole different level of importance in that version of the film.
Maybe this does something. That didn't work.
So those are our thoughts on the Diamond Select Universal Monsters Metaluna Mutant. A really cool figure, intricately designed, that has a lot of appeal for both fans of the Universal Monsters and Mystery Science Theater 3000 fans.
Absolutely. Don't forget to thumbs up the video, subscribe to our channel. We're out of here for now, but we'll see you next time.